When stepping up on the pole, please ensure that your opposite hand is high. Try to bring your chest to the hands, step down, and repeat on the opposite side. For this exercise, you can have the inside hand on the pole or on the floor. You're going to initiate this movement by lifting the hips up, connecting the outside leg on the front side of the pole and the inside leg on the back of the pole. For the straddle variation, straddle the legs and try to bring the inside thigh to the pole and hold. Slowly lower down. To begin the hip swivels, you're going to lay on the floor with your hips beside the pole. Lift both legs up over the hips, pushing into the floor with the hands to lift up and over to the other side. For the pinwheels, ensure that your outside hand is high, inside hand is low, initiating the movement with the inside leg, following with the outside. For the pole obliques, you're going to connect your inside knee on the pole, outside leg below the hip, hands behind the head, dropping out and in. For the advanced version, bring the foot into the pole, hands up overhead, and repeat the motion. For the floor shoulder mount prep, you're going to lie down on the floor with the pole connected to the top of one of your shoulders. Bring the feet up and over, lifting at the hips, initiating the core movement and engaging. For the hip pop to crunch, you're going to lay with the pole over your head, bringing the hands onto the pole, lift the feet up above the hips, and then come into a crunch position. Do not bring the feet in towards the pole when you lift. Keep them over the hips. For this exercise, you're going to lay on the floor with the pole in your armpit. Initiate the movement by lifting up the hips, connecting the outside leg and then the inside leg, or the inside leg and then the outside leg, and repeat. Here we have 3 different exercises using the band to work the triceps, back, and chest. This first one is working the triceps by keeping the elbow pointed up towards the ceiling and extending the arm out. For the next exercise, we're going to be working our back by holding the bands at shoulder height and it pulling back and allowing the bands to come back in with control. Turning around, we're going to do the same exercise working the chest, extending the arms out and controlling the movement back in, keeping the hands at shoulder height. Here we're going to do some grounded pole squats, so connecting one leg in front of the pole, one leg behind, lightly grasping the pole with the hands, sitting the bum back and pulling back in, trying to use the legs to initiate the movement, not the arms. Here we have our pull-up, so with the torso close to the pole, one hand above the other, you're going to lift the feet up, coming back down, switching your grip each time. Here we have our TYLWs, so making the formation with your arms in the shape of a T, and then a Y, an L, and a W. You're going to have the thumb up and initiate the movement by squeezing the shoulder blades together, then lifting the arms. For your pole climbs, please ensure that whichever leg is starting the movement, the opposite hand is going to be high, and going up with control and back down with control. Switching over to the other side, ensuring opposite hand to knee, climbing up with control and back down. For the pinwheel in and out, make sure your outside arm is high, inside arm is low, initiating the movement with the inside leg, following with the outside leg. For the pole burpees, you want to start with a squat, jumping up into the pole, then lifting the legs, lowering back down, hands overhead, coming back into your squat position and repeating. For your pole walk down, make sure you're in a strong plank position, outside arm is high, walking one hand down under the other. For your cradle tucks, make sure your outside arm is high, inside arm is low. pulling your knees into the chest. Belly button is resting on the pole when you're coming in. For your standing shoulder mount tucks, ensure that you're tucking your pelvis under, belly button in, squeezing the elbows close in towards one another and your shoulder blades back and down, initiating the movement by tightening the core. For this exercise, initiate the movement by lifting the hips, catching the outside leg, and pulling up to a stand. For the teapots, you want to ensure your outside arm is high, inside arm is low. Pull the knees into the chest and then tip back with control. For your aerial pole squat, you're going to climb up on the pole, one leg in front, one leg behind, sit the bum back, and repeat. For your caterpillar climbs, come into your inversion, chest in front of the pole. Pull the knees down, bend the arms, push back up, and repeat. Starting in your pinwheel position, bring one leg up, then the other, ankles to touch. Slowly lower the legs down together. For your pike pole climbs, come into a pike position on your pole, legs extended in front, pulling yourself up one arm over the other, squeezing the thighs as you come up the pole, and slowly lowering yourself back down with control. Outside arm high, inside arm low, go into your tuck, your straddle, and then your pike. I recommend socks for this one. So coming into your side plank with your upper hand thumb down, pulling yourself in with control and back out with control. Initiate this movement by engaging the core, lifting the legs up overhead, coming into your stag position, lowering down. With one hand high, one hand low, initiate this movement by engaging the shoulder blades, and then you can advance this by bringing the legs up in a straddle position as well. For this one, your pole will need to be on spin. You're going to step into this, bringing one hand up over the other, keeping the core tight.